Hi everyone, so this next video follows on from the previous one. We talked about ergonomics, how to sit at your desk properly and working from home. Jill and Andy have requested some specific info because they've already been working from home for a few weeks and are really feeling the discomfort. So this is a really nice routine to get into. Set your alarm once an hour. It's only going to take you maximum 5 minutes, so I'm sure you can spare that little amount of time. And it's going to work on the key muscle groups that tend to become a problem in these situations, okay? So great excuse to stand up from your desk, set your alarm. When it pings, you're going to stand up from your desk and we are going to go through some breathing to begin with, okay? So I'll put this over to Matt. Okay, so he stood up from his desk. The first thing he's going to do is some shoulder shrugs. He's going to take a big breath in, raise those shoulders right up to his ears and let them down. And you're going to repeat that 3 times, so all the way up and then down, so that you realise how much tension actually you've built up in the last hour. Next, we're going to do some diaphragmatic breathing. It's really important. It's a great way to de-stress. It's also a great way to release your hip flexors, your diaphragm, and pump some much needed oxygenated blood all the way to the muscles that really count. So you're going to put one hand on your chest, one on your belly. When you breathe in, you're going to breathe in with your belly raising. That's it. So you're going to breathe in through your nose, let the belly expand, out through your mouth, okay? So big breath in through the nose, let the belly expand. And when you breathe out, it's a really good idea to make that exhale longer than your inhale, and that is going to achieve the required effect. So you're going to do that 10 times diaphragmatic breathing.
Okay guys, so now we're going to talk a little bit about the shoulders themselves. First of all, the last thing I want you to do is get up off your chair, stand up and start stretching the muscles and start pulling them. Think of a piece of blue tack. If you took a piece of blue tack out of a packet and pull it, it'll just snap. You need to warm this up. I always say this about static stretching versus dynamic. If you can warm the tissues up first, you're going to get a better reaction from the stretch itself. So having said that, the first thing I want you to do is just roll the shoulders, a bit like we did with the breathing with Naomi a second ago. We roll the shoulders back and then forward, trying to push down a little bit each time. Yeah, so you are performing a bit of a stretch, but you're not overstretching. So more about the warm-up. That's 1 rep, that's 2 reps, okay? And I want you to do that about 10 times. Then, next, I'll turn to the side. I want you to roll forward. This is with the aim of releasing the muscles in your scapula, the middle of your shoulder blades. So rotate forward and bring your arms back. And this will open the pec. These muscles here, the pec muscles, the scap muscles and the trap muscles are the main muscles that are going to be affected by you sat in that. It's called a kyphotic posture, sat in that kind of hunch posture. So that is 1 rep, and I want you to do 10 of them too. Okay, and now this is the last mobilization. So I want you to make this kind of a flow movement. Most people try and stretch their traps. Again, like I've said, I don't want you to do that initially. I just want you to flex, flex, rotate, rotate, flex, flex, rotate, rotate. That again will warm up the muscles, and because you're doing it 10 times, little by little, a bit like a vibration plate, little by little, it will extend the muscle, it will lengthen the muscle back to its original position, okay? Now, the last one is the big stretch. This is the one that's most important when it comes to position and a high performing. And this is also the one that's going to get the main pain relief. That's why it's last, because then you've warmed up the tissues, and now we go through the main stretch that will get you that relief. So, everybody that sits at a desk, everybody that sits in this kind of posture for a period of time are going to get to a point where they're constantly rubbing, and it's usually this point here. It's called the left scap. It's this point here. It links from the top of the shoulder blade right up into the neck and attaches in 4 positions. Therefore, it's also one of the muscles, when it's in an adhes position, that will create headaches, because if that muscle is shortened, it's going to be painful here and it's going to be painful here. So this is how I want you to release it. Right. If you're doing the right side, you turn your head slightly to the left, and then I want you to look down. You should be able to see the tips of your toes, okay? You put your hand behind your head, bring the neck down very gently, and when you start to feel that bite point, when you start to feel that point where the tension is felt, stop. Push your head back into your hand, but make sure that your hand prevents your head from going back. It's called a counter pressure stretch. You hold that for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. When you release it, you should be able to take your neck that little bit further. See, I can take it way further. When it gets to that bite point again, push back into your hand. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. And you can take it further again. That is the most specific stretch you can do. It will release the tension up in your head and it will release the tension on your shoulders. And with everything else that we've just done, that should be your reset. Now, I know it sounds like we've been talking quite a long time. However, when you do this routine, if you keep sliding back on the slider and watch this routine, get it into your, get it into your routine for the day, you'll be able to perform it in 3 or 4 minutes. And if you can do that maybe 4 times a day, then I think you'll get some good results.